Hi, my name is Kwame and I work direct market sales here at Digital Manga.
And I'm Ben Applegate. I work as a translator and project manager here at Digital Manga.
And we're here to talk to you about Swallowing the Earth by Osamu Tezuka. Now, this is a book that we published 2 years ago with a small initial print run. Our initial print run cost us quite a bit of money in royalties and just the cost of the book itself. And necessarily the initial stock sold out relatively quickly. We know that there's still a strong demand for this book. We're very passionate about it, and we know that you guys are very passionate about it, and we'd like to get it back out there to you.
Right. We get emails from fans every month asking for this book, and I mean, I didn't even get a copy of this book, so it really did go out of stock very quickly. But as Kwame said, it takes a big cash outlay in order to reprint a book like this. Because you do have to get to a certain quantity level. And as a small company, we really don't have the cash on hand to reprint a book like this. Our typical book size is, this at most. So this is really a big one. So in order to get it back out there, to let people read this really important book, not only in the history of Osamu Tezuka, but in the history of manga as well, we've come to Kickstarter as a new way to fund manga publishing in the United States. And if this Kickstarter is successful and we're able to get this book back out into people's hands, you're going to see more, not only reprints of older titles, but also possibly even new titles coming over from Japan aimed at a niche audience in the United States that would never have been brought over by a publisher otherwise.
Absolutely.
So we're very excited about the possibilities of Kickstarter. And we have some really exciting rewards lined up as well. But first, let's talk a little bit about Swallowing the Earth in case you're not familiar with the book itself.
Yeah, Swallowing the Earth came out in Japan in 1968, and it came out because there was a transitionary period going on in mangaka style. So previous to this, Osamu Tezuka's work was known for being very child-centric. It was considered and basically being stereotyped as children's comic books.
And they did get him his reputation as the god of manga, right? Astro Boy.
Astro Boy, Princess Knight.
Kimba the White Lion.
Yes, like lots of famous works. And during this period, this transition was moving towards a more adult style known as gekiga. In fact, they even would refuse to use the word manga because it was associated with children. And gekiga tried to explore more adult themes that were more adult and maybe a little bit more relevant and in many cases marginal, like not in terms of importance, but in terms of just morality or just like political ideas.
Some really daring stuff coming out in terms of the Japanese social mores at the time.
And Swallowing the Earth takes place amidst the chaos of World War II. And over the course of the last century, of the 20th century, and it follows a band of cultists that are trying to bring down the world's financial sectors, the world's military leadership, political leadership, and
these female cultists are trying to get revenge for their mother, Zephyrus, who is a woman who has a mystical hold over men all around the world. So you can see the commentary on sexual roles is very prominent in the book.
Yeah, it deals with a lot of global international issues as well at the time. It was the 60s, as you know. There was a lot of political turmoil in the United States at the time, and the book absolutely explores it. The Vietnam War. There was a lot of political uprisings in the Soviet Union and in China at the time. And the book covers all of these things. And then you have the hippie movement. And then you have drug culture. You have basically these outsider groups coming in, and this book tries to encapsulate its entire decade,
right.
And in very interesting ways. And we would very much like to share it with you because I'm one of the few people who've actually read it, and we know that you guys want to read it too. So we need your assistance, and we'll absolutely get it to you.
It's an incredibly ambitious book. It really marks a turning point for manga in general because this came out in big comic, it was serialized, and this was the first time that Tezuka was taking on all of these themes. And it would mark the beginning of a new phase in his career, really, because he would go on to create works that were more and more aimed at adults and with more and more adult themes. So this is really an explosion of Tezuka's creativity during a transitional period. So thank you very much for taking the time out to watch this video and look at this Kickstarter. We hope you find something that you'll enjoy, and thank you very much.
And we really appreciate it, and we want to help you get this book, and we want you to have it. So please do what you can.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.